Shout out to Artists in Recovery. It's 104 in the morning, man, and 105. 16/20/24 will be the date. Yeah, I'm not good. I got my neighbors yelling and screaming this morning. Still got a fire out there blazing Gorman out like crazy. Scaring the hell out of me, but at least it's going south and southeast. It's not heading up towards us. Now, I'm going to indulge on you. Hit the Google Maps, or actually do me a favor. Please. Go to a new browser link. Type in fire.ca.gov. Or, if it's simpler, just type in CAL FIRE. Because if you've already seen the other video, I want to show you this stuff. Now, you had told me, Art, Mr. Daryl P., that you don't get fires. Dude, you haven't been tried out enough. You haven't been fried up enough. You haven't had the vegetation brittle enough. So I'm going to show you California right now, Southern California, my home territory. Okay, so you're on the Cal Fire map. Cool. It may or may not show it on the Google Maps. Otherwise, I'd refer you back over to that thing. But they're using the same algorithm and the same program for this. So I wanted to show you this. So while you're on the map, let me get back there myself. You got to see the incident map. You know, on top of the portion that says Department of Forestry and Fire Protection. Keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. You'll see the map of California. You're going to see there's this big hunk of fire down below in the Southern California region. Okay? I want you to keep scrolling down until you see the current active incidents. Okay? You got it? Look for post-fire in the county of Los Angeles. I want you to click on the post-fire link. Now, before, if you had looked, before anything else, you're going to see those circles. What circles? Okay. Hit the backspace button a little bit, okay? Just one click. And it goes back to the same area where you see the currently active incidents, right? The list of the names. Look at the far right. Containment. Yeah, we're going up in flames, dude. Post-fire is 0 at this point. Acreage is 10,000. 10,000. Please click on the post-fire again. It'll take you back to the area. Now, it's going to be bringing up the map, and I'm going to have to get you navigated through this one, okay? Please follow it. All right, so it shows you the thing called post-fire on it. On the upper left-hand corner, you got the plus minus, unless, of course, you're using Android, and it's got a little reversed on that. There's also a picture of it's going to be terrain or default. Keep it on the default right now. I just want to show you this. Hit the negative button, okay? Brings it out, wider. I want to show you the area first. This is a big sucker. Now, you got a general area. You got a few spot fires on the upper left-hand side, and you had a few spot fires on the right-hand side. Well, the right-hand side had already been done and completed about a few weeks back, but they've still got to record it. But this is the active fire, the post-fire. You can scroll down a little bit on the screen if you need to look at the information. Yeah, that's a chewer. That's a chewer. So if you can, put your cursor on the map itself. Scroll to the left. I want you to move the map to the right, to the left. I want you to see the wedge. Well, you go to the terrain, you're going to see it. So hit the terrain button. Now you see the actual satellite image. Scroll until you see the post fire is going to be a little bit on the left. And you'll see Roseman. You'll see the dry lake bed on the right hand side. And you see it's 3 spot fires. Now you know why I'm going crazy over this damn thing. Go back to the default map there, pal. Thanks. So now you're getting an understanding of what I'm dealing with here. Now, there is the 5 freeway going through the area. They've shut down a few on ramps and off ramps in the area. The wind yesterday was blowing the smoke on an easterly direction. We were getting the ashfall. It's bad enough when I have to start dealing with painter masks, not the N95 flimsy shit. No, I'm talking about with the big honking filters on these things. Yeah, I had those things replaced yesterday. Fresh filters, carbon's still working, so I can breathe outside if I need to. But this scared the hell out of me, D. I mean, dude, this is nasty. But back on the satellite, okay? And do me a favor, hit the negative area. One more time. Okay. You're looking at the map of Southern California. Point Conception should be on the left-hand side. Santa Barbara, you see, Oxnard, Long Beach on the bottom. And you'll see the desert, the Mojave Desert, and the Wedge. The Wedge is the Antelope Valley. That's home. You'll see that central loop in there. That's the Central Valley. That's Kern County. We're part of Kern County in the Antelope Valley, my territory. It doesn't show the geopolitics, but it does show the geography of it. Throughout my life, living in this place, I had seen so many damn fires in my lifetime for 38 frickin' years in certain areas. I mean, you see the mountainscape from the north and to the south, and follows the coastline of California. Here and there, here and there, here and there, here and there. I'm going to show you San Fernando Valley again. Come on. I want you to maneuver the cursor till you see like Simi Valley or Thousand Oaks coming in the screen. Then I'm going to show you the San Fernando Valley. So if you can hit the plus button. Of course, if you want to use Google Maps, that's fine. But since we already got CAL FIRE on here, I figure, what the hell? So I wanted to show you something where I used to live in for about 38 years of my life. Most of my adult life. 2 year old, all the way up to a cranky adult here, you young gun of whippersnapper. I could try making a joke about this one, but I'm too damn terrified and having issues already with my bells. Yeah, scared shitless. Okay, so you see the mountainous regions we got in this area? Every summer, past 38 years, it was getting worse and worse. We'd have fires over here, over there, over here. There'd be like 1 or 2 fires at one time covering the north and south areas at times, and then it'd have been east and west. You're talking about getting smoked out like crazy, dude. But this is home. This is home. In 2005, my family had to get the hell out of there because we couldn't find another place to live. Our landlord at the time, we're living in a community called Reseda in the San Fernando Valley. We had already gone through the 1994 Northridge quake. Ooh, you don't want to go through these damn things. I swear, you don't want to go through these things, Daryl. No, you do not. Yeah, you take my word for it? Good. I kept telling people, I kept joking with them, I'll take your tornado other day because you got earthquakes and I hate earthquakes. And God, I was making a fool of myself at this point. We get dust devils out in the desert. Almost like tornadoes, without the cloud coverage, without the lightning thunder. Just the wind would blow up like crazy and you see these pillars of sand and stuff flying around. Almost as powerful as F1, but it doesn't eat anything all that much, unless the winds are really concentrated, and then we get the dust devils blowing everything else to hell. And figure this one. It also happens in urban areas. We've had dust devils happening in the San Bernardino area. We had dust devils happening in the San Gabriel Valley. We had it in Los Angeles, city proper. We hardly ever had it in the San Fernando Valley because we had mountains to break up the wind. Except if it's strong enough, Santa Ana's, I mean, we had offshore flow blowing like crazy and it's heated wind. It'd go right through the canyons and blowing up like crazy. I mean, the strongest winds we've ever had is like 60 or 70 almost on some days. If it was really kicking up with the high pressure and low pressure clashing with each other. Shit, dude. But yeah, living in a bowl and seeing the fire. You talk about being traumatized like crazy. I move out here to Antelope Valley. What do I get? Within 1 or 2 years, we had fires along the hillsides facing the valley, facing the Antelope Valley, dude. Shit. There's an area called Lake Elizabeth that had fire going through that one and right across some of the plain areas. That wasn't bad enough. Angeles National Forest gets torched some days or some seasons. Santa Clarita, Valencia, Gorman area. Those would be the upper northern areas of the map I'm looking at, just below the actual Gorman fire. What is it, like every year or so we get to be torched out by either human accident or human purpose? We don't get enough of the thunderstorms coming through, sparking us fires like crazy. No, but we will get flying ashes. We'll get the flying ashes, dude. And that's terrifying right now as it is. If the winds die down, we're not getting the flying ashes. Therefore, we're not going to get any spot fires. But if we actually have the wind going crazy, I am terrified of it. Can I show you more, please? Okay. Now I refer you over to the Google Maps. I'm going to get you closer on this one because I want finite detail in this one, dude. So kindly, if you go to Google Maps, please, and you'll see the default area is the street names. If you can just hit the satellite, okay, get it to the maximum magnification that you can on your scrolling. Depending if your computer and the network is not dragging its collective carcass here. It's not going to get into finer detail, but it's going to show you what we're dealing with. You're looking at brush. You're looking at brush. Scrub. We're looking at dried vegetation. All them nice little spots that you see on there. This is like about 1 or 2 years old on a map. Don't blame me. This is Google's thing right here. But they did had said they did say the image here was about 2024, so maybe it was earlier this year. But you see the stuff here? This is the stuff I worry about. Bring back the map. What I mean by is widen the shot on this one. As soon as my computer stops having a conniption fit, I'll be alright this morning. Holy Gatlin birds. Alright. I'm trying to get it going, but I've got so much processing going on this thing. It's not even funny. I already got all the information necessary regarding CAL FIRE, so I'm just going to stick with the Google Maps right now as it is. But I'm trying to curtail some other programs to keep the processing going on this one. So, you'll see where it says 10th Street West. You'll see some street names. Show you where Home Sweet Home is. Roseman Boulevard is what you're looking for. United Street. You'll see apartments. You'll see trailer homes. you'll see the United and Roseman Boulevard area, and you'll see this about 5 building structure complex. Home sweet home. Look what's outside of it. Up and down area, dude. Up and down. People use ATVs and dirt bikes all over the damn place. It's no wonder we hadn't got any accidents yet. I'm talking about fire accidents. Look how close that is to home. CAL FIRE, local fire agencies, kept telling us that we had to have a clearance. About 100 yards. What 100 yards? If it's private property, it's one thing. But if we're talking about county property, they really don't care. This is desert region. And let me show you how close Edwards Air Force Base is. Along Roseman Boulevard, if you kind of center it in your screen, please. I want you carefully scroll and keep moving the screen to the left. To the left. So you see stuff coming from the right, coming into your viewpoint. I want to show you a marker. Where the hell was that damn thing at? There it is. Okay, where Roseman Boulevard, the darkened street, lines up with the lightened street. Okay. You'll see there's like a thing down there with a shadow on it. Be kind of tighten the shot. That is the border and boundary of Edwards Air Force Base, United States territory. Does the brush actually concerned about this? No. Because you'll see how dense the brush is in the area. Or in some areas, not often enough. Every once in a while, we'll get reports coming from Edwards saying that they're going to be doing a brush clearance. And we'll see occasionally several acres getting torched because they're trying to burn off the area. But it is so vast. It is so vast. I'll show you one more thing. Go to where it says terrain on your collection of views here. Scroll it until you see some geography going on. I'm going to show you how big this base is. Actually, leave it on satellite. I'm sorry for messing with you on this, but leave it on satellite because I just wanted to show you how big this area is that Uncle Sam has been using for a hell of a long while. You'll see that there's a huge dry lake bed, but there's a larger dry lake bed where Edwards is at. Now, when we actually had the space shuttle program running from the 80s all the way up until about 30 years, Edwards was a standby landing area. They expected the shuttles to land in Florida, right at the Cape. They launch them up, they bring them back in. Be easy enough for them to do the maintenance on it. Get ready another shuttle to blast up in space. But for alternate areas, Edwards was one of those areas that we actually had. Now, the first run of the space shuttle, when they were doing the Enterprise test runs, they had a cone on the rear engine covering it, make sure it was aerodynamic, and they were doing so many flight tests and landings. They wanted to get as much information as they possibly can. And people will be flocking over to Edwards in the public areas to see the shuttles coming in and landing. Gets lifted off by a huge modified 747 with a big NASA logo on the damn thing. And they take off and fly around and drop it, and then the shuttle will be doing its maneuvering, and then boom. Yeah. But they still do the testing over here. This is still testing Air Force Base. This week we're expecting to get an explosion from them. A huge one. Either they're going to be firing a rocket engine, or they're going to be doing something that's going to be totally scaring the crap out of us. But they had started a countdown from Friday to next Friday. So sometime that week, we're expecting within a time period of either a boom or a loud roar. But this is what we live with because this is aerospace country. Test planes, testing them all the time. We get sound effects like crazy. I mean, we get a boom in the middle of the day, or actually early in the morning. It scares the hell out of people left and right. People are saying, "Oh, that's the sound of freedom." Now, the sound of freedom for me is actually when I start hearing fire engines, and there goes my blood pressure going skyrocketing at that point. Anyway, I thought I'd keep you up to speed on this one. I'm terrified enough as it is. Dude, I've been living with this damn thing. I'm 58 years old, dude. Most of my life I've been dealing with fires left and right. You think I'd be able to get used to this shit? Hell, I don't even get used to the sudden earthquakes. You kidding me? That's why I kept telling people I'll trade you a hurricane for an earthquake because you can see the damn thing coming after your ass. And if you happen to see the storm systems maneuvering left and right, dry lines, and you see the Doppler shifts left and right, at least you had an indication of the tornadoes coming down on your ass, and also by the amount of hail coming down. But an earthquake is a sneaky, sneaky son of a bitch. We're dealing with the Earth movement here. We're dealing with geologic pressures, and we're dealing with geologic. Everything's dealing geology here. Heated rock, fluid enough, maneuvering through the layers, pushing itself up. And sometimes we have crusts that we're living on. Eggshells. Think of a cracked eggshell like crazy. They'll go over each other. They'll go underneath each other. They'll produce hot plumes of gas and vapor and lava. Does Iceland ring a bell? Yeah. But here on top, we're dealing with climate changes that we're screwing ourselves over on this one. It's getting hotter and hotter and worse and worse. And with the vegetation drying out like crazy, we get moisture sucking, trying to get into the ground to be held. Problem is, if there's not enough deep root systems we've got going on, aquifers are screwed up. We got slides left and right along hillsides. And if that was bad enough, is when we get the vegetation dried up, worse than a persimmon, and then we get the flames. I don't know how the hell I'm going to be able to deal with a snowstorm. I've never been in a snowstorm. I've been at where it's been snowing a little bit, but not heavy enough that you guys have been going through it, or even the nor'easters that you deal with. If the climate hasn't screwed up that one either. Or how about an occasional hurricane coming up the pipeline, up your coast? Huge storm systems going through. You've had those. No, I'm dealing with Kelly County shit. I'm dealing with Southern California fires. I'm dealing with people who are making fires without even realizing it, and there's also an arson bug out there. It's been popping up fires left and right. It's driving people nuts left and right. So yeah, it worries the hell out of me. Anyway, I'm sending off this stuff, letting you know what's going on. Stay safe.